Today's show is sponsored by DraftKings Sportsbook. I'm talking about the top-rated sportsbooking app in all of North America. Safe, secure, and you know how I feel about reliability, baby. That is what DraftKings brings to you on numerous occasions, and we know we are in the heart of NFL season, baby. We feeling good, or in some cases we feeling not so good. But either way, DraftKings has action for whatever your mindset is, whether you're looking for same game parlays, whether you're looking to see your money line, or player prop bets. You got all of that on the table and then some. But at the same time, I'm not talking about them unless we got something for you. And that, my friend, is a promo code. You see it right there. When you use the promo code Moats, my new customers, you bet $5, you get 200 in bonus bets instantly. You see it. Just use the promo code, baby. It is that simple. But at the same time, I know you might develop a gambling problem. Heck, you might even need somebody to call or text. If you're living in New York, you see the digits to dial. But for everybody else, the digits to dial are 1-800-GAMBLER. I said 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's get to this first topic, though, man. Because I do, like I said, want to talk some around the league. Why? Well, because we didn't have a game this weekend. So when we don't have a game, we get a chance to kind of sit back and just look and see what the heck was taking place around the NFL, right? So obviously, man, let's pick up these first couple of games, man, and just get a little recap. We know it started off in London. Did wake up bright and early for this one accidentally. All right, I'm big on sleeping in because when I played professionally and James Harrison was my teammate, he was a psycho who would like to get up at 5 as if the weights at 5 are heavier than the weights at 2 p.m. So I didn't get a lot of sleeping in time during those days, okay? But I wanted to be like him, so I just followed him around, all right? Even flying back, he's like, yo, bro, I'm sleepy, bro. It don't matter. Go get the lift in, all right? So now I sleep in intentionally. But I accidentally woke up early on Sunday, and I got the chance to see this Rams and Jaguars game, and the Rams look good, man. They was whooping butt, man. Their D-line is phenomenal, man. Or at least in that game, they looked lights out, man. Jared Verse and company. But the thing that stood out also was Travis Hunter. I thought that he played well in this game, man. Obviously had his first 100 receiving yard game, had a nice touchdown catch as well. But I was more impressed with him on defense. He didn't get a ton of reps, but he had a couple of opportunities way matched up with Devontae Adams down the grass. I'm like, okay, young fella. These are some of the matchups that I want to see. I want to see, can you come in here in a spot situation and handle these dudes, man? So I was impressed with that. But Matthew Stafford, to me, man, he continues to be lights out, man. When he is healthy, it's hard to bet against him. Devontae Adams and company, man, they look good, and they still aren't even all the way healthy over there just yet. But yeah, man, they tight, man. They are tight, man. So shout out to the Rams, man. Saints, Bears didn't get a ton of eyes on this one, man, but was interesting to see, though, that Caleb Williams and the Bears have continued on this momentum, right? We talked about these past couple of games. They've been playing more consistently, right? And even in the games where they've gotten beat, it's like, yo, they still look a lot more competitive. So that's just information that I'm storing in terms of when I'm continuing to make my picks going forward, all right? I'm turning the corner on that Caleb Williams Bears train a little bit, all right? Shout out to them boys over there. Next up, though, man, oh, child. Only the Dolphins can make the Browns look good. The Dolphins had the Browns looking elite. All right. Dolphins had Dylan Gabriel looking clean, had that Browns defense looking amazing. They had my man Mike McDaniel over there. If you're not, if you're negatively, helping, not hoping, we're going to check options. Hey, bro, get it out. God, dog, man. Shout out to him, though, man. But yeah, my man Mike McDaniel on the struggle bus down there. It's rough sailing in Miami. They obviously pulled to it for a little. He's supposed to still start next week, though, man. But yeah, that they got a unique situation in Miami. Shout out to the Browns, though. Browns gave them 31 points, man. Got Minka in Miami hell. That's where Minka is right now. I feel bad for him, but then I'm like, you're in Miami. You good, bro. Just take the money. You got how many years left on this deal? And then get up out of there, bro. All right. Because, child. Oh, child. And for those asking, I know people are saying, hey, man, we need secondary help, man. We traded Mink. Let's trade him back. Unfortunately, you can't do the trade back in the same season. We'd have to wait. I believe it is 2 seasons prior to that being able to happen. And that came up again. I want to say it was Brock Osweiler when the Texans, I want to say, traded him to the Browns at one point. There was still some talk about would they send him back and everything like that. And it's like, nah, you can't do that. Once that move happens, you got to let that ride for a little while, right? Just to make sure that teams are operating with good integrity and professionalism and no jankiness. Okay, you gotta be careful on some of these teams. All right, but yeah, man, shout out to the Browns though, man. They figured it out, man. Figured out a way to get done. And Quinshawn Jenkins, right? Quinshawn Junkins, excuse me, on that one continues to light it up, man. Like I said, man, I like his game. I think that he is a guy that has potential in this league, man. The Patriots, though, shout out to the Patriots. Revenge game, right? Vrabel came down there and was like, look, bro, I remember what y'all did to me. I remember what y'all did to my staff. I remember how y'all talked about me. And for sure, he gave him a 31 piece, man. Beautiful game, though, man. When you're talking about the Patriots and what they've been continuing to do, I think they're on a 4-game winning streak, haven't lost since our game, if you think about it. So maybe you could take that however you want to take it, but it just makes me wonder, all right, are we good or are we not good? Because that Patriots team is looking like they're figuring out some things, man. So shout out to the Patriots, though, man. The Titans are rough right now. They're a rough watch. They got my man Cam Ward looking rough at times out there as well. Patriots, though, man, defensively, they playing really well. Mike Vrabel is a good coach. And I think that that's the important thing when we're talking about, number one, his commitment to Ramondre Stevenson, right? We know that he has put the ball on the ground multiple times this season and this has had negative impacts, but he still believes in him enough to give him opportunities, right? You talk about the way that Drake May has been playing this season. All of these things, Vrabel has been a big piece of, man. So shout out the Vrabes for that, man. Absolutely, man. But Patriots, man, they turn into a little bit of a sneaky contender right now out of the AFC East. So definitely something to potentially watch for, man, as the road continues to, get narrower down the line, man. And we start talking playoff positioning in spots like that, man. Maybe, like I said, man, this Patriots team who a lot of us didn't have on the radar per se, they might be making, some noise down the line. All right. But then after that, it was a rough one for them Vegas boys. All right. And I may have jumped the gun when I said that, the Chiefs. Yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, the Chiefs done, man. It's rough. Yeah, I don't see it happening this year. I jumped the gun. I apologize. Okay. I fell for the bait. I fell for that week 2 nonsense. And I'm like, oh, no. Then I looked and I was like, I overthought it. I was Giants. It was Ravens. I for sure overthought it. And I'm partially don't feel like I'm overthinking it because it's the Raiders. And I'm like, Raiders, they still have some flaws, right? So I'm not all the way sold. But these past 3 games, I do feel a lot more. Actually, these past 4 games, because you got to throw the Niners in there also, or excuse me, the Lions in there also. I do feel a lot more confident in the Chiefs today than I was, like I said, 3 weeks ago. I just think they're playing with more consistency, man. Mahomes continues to look good, and his receivers are starting to show up a little bit more, man. But yeah, 31 zip. Whew. All right. Shout out to the Chiefs. And even if they're not all the way back, they at least know how to handle the bum teams, right? And I think that's the thing that pisses us off at times when we say, all right, Browns, cool, you beat Browns. Then it was, it's Bengals, but Bengals, you obviously saw what they were able to do, right? Not only score 30 plus, but actually beat us. So it's hard for me to just discredit any of these franchises and just say, oh, it's just the Raiders. We don't care about them, because it's like, nah, this is the NFL. And we've seen time and time again, whether it's in our favor when we're the ones doing the, hey, man, nobody thinks we should win this game and we win it and win it convincingly. And then we've been on the other side of that where nobody thinks we should lose this game and then we lose this game. So that's kind of how I look at the Raiders right now. I'm like, I don't think that they are world beaters, but to act as if that's just a layup of a game, I do think we're lying to ourselves. And if we don't, I would just say go back to last Thursday night and let that be a reminder of why we say every team is good enough, man. Every team is capable, right? Because we're still 4-2. So if we're considered like bad at 4-2, then you catch what I'm saying about some of these other ones that are less than 4 wins. All right. So every team, you got to have a certain level of respect for them, right? Next up, though, man, Eagles and Vikings. This was a good game too, man. AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts, right? They showed up a little bit. They look a little bit better. And as I said, I was like, yo, they're not gonna look stink back to back weeks. They was gonna figure that out in some capacity. Still not all the way figured out, but figured it out enough. Figured it out enough. All right. And I could definitely dig Justin Jefferson. My man's like, yo, respectfully, okay. It was a catch. Should have been a catch. Like, he knows his skill level, and I love that. Talking about the play versus a Cooper DeJean, man. Cooper DeJean forced the PBU in the end zone, and he's literally like, yo, if I just keep that ball up, which he knows he's capable of, that's a touchdown. And yeah, man, as a defender, you can definitely see that, but at the same time, that is not what happened. So, hey, man, we don't care about none of that stuff you hollering about, bro. Great play, Cooper DeJean. Get up out that stadium with a dub, and that's the name of the game, man. Heck yeah, that's the name of the game. But like I said, man, definitely was a good one, though, early on. Like I said, with that one as well, in terms of Eagles and Vikings. Next up on the docket, oh boy, hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to take a sip right now and just give the New York Jets a moment, because they are also going through it. Y'all let me know in the comment section which organization or which team right now y'all think is more on the struggle bus, the Jets or the Dolphins. Because I'm just like, wow, both of these teams. Where do we start? Personally, I am glad that they're both in the AFC, though. You know, like when AFC teams play bad, I'm like, hey, appreciate you, man. One less team to worry about. Hey, keep it going, man. Hey, keep it sucking. All right, keep it sucking. Good job. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, the Don. My man say, yo, he feeling the Jets on that one. Yeah, Jets are struggling right now, man. Jets are definitely struggling, man. Oh, Wendy, I'm with you. She says, dang, pour a little something for Justin. I'm with you. I would pour this one, but this my Glacier Freeze. I can't be wasting that. That's the good stuff. All right. Plus, he got, was it 20, 30 million, man? He be all right. But yeah, man, they are for sure on the struggle bus. Mike Hood says Dolphins and Jets always bad. I would agree, man. I mean, let's see, Dolphins be like kind of decent at times. So, and this is actually my grievance too, now that I think about it. We talk about teams that be flashing at times. You talk about teams that be showing stuff at times. Remember this Dolphins team, man? This Dolphins team scored 70 points at one point in time under Mike McDaniel. Man, this Dolphins team with Tua Tagovailoa had a 5,000 yard passer, and he had two of the top 5 receivers in terms of receiving yardage with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle at various points in times. Remember, this team 2 years ago was a last game of the regular season Monday Night Football loss to the Buffalo Bills. If they win that, they're the 2 seed in the AFC. They win the division. So you talk about a team that's been on the cusp of it, but they've like fallen off a cliff these past 2 years. Jets, they are like the super hype, a lot of pomp and circumstance, but for some reason it keeps falling flat. Rodgers, the first year there, tears his Achilles. You can't even account or even plan for that. Just bad on bad. Come back that following year, we obviously know similar situation, right? Not the most success. So then from there, they try the route of, all right, let's go Justin Fields, and it's just they're struggling right now. Offensively, they still can't figure that thing out, and even to the point where they pulled him in this game at one point, man. So those are some of the things that you just got to consider when we looking at the Jets. It's like, dang, man, y'all got to figure that out a little bit, man. But I hope y'all keep sucking for right now. No, all right. Broncos, you better respect the Broncos, all right? I'm believing in Bo Nix. I'm believing in that setup right now, man. They looking kind of tough. All right, 33-32. Jackson Dart looks good too. All right, shout out to Dart. Dart's playing well as a young boy. But to me, man, Broncos, you gotta throw some respect on them, man. They are definitely looking tough right now, definitely looking consistent, and not just on the road or not just at home. They're doing it in both locations. All right. Like I said, we got a couple more minutes, man. After that, we'll get the homie TG on with us as well. But the final set of games, though, man, or actually got a couple more games to talk about. Indiana Jones You better start believing them. I picked them right here in this one. I said this was going to be the test, right? Let's see. Could he take the show on the road versus a tough Chargers team and come out with the victory? And for sure he did. For sure he did, man. 38-24 on the road, tough Chargers team. But you got to start believing in Indiana Jones, man. Put some respect on him. I believe in him. All right. And then it was good to see GP, Dak Prescott, and them fighting Dallas Cowboys. You know, like I said, man, that's the upbringing. All right. Before there was ever an NFL team that I was locked into, this was the first team that I rooted for as a little adolescent. All right. Prime time and them folk. And it was good to see that they held me down versus the heated rivalry versus them Commanders. Oh no, no love for them boys over there. So definitely good to see that happen and in whooping fashion as well, man. But interesting about the Commanders, though, man. We got to see what's up with them, though, man, because they got a ton of talent on both sides of the ball. When healthy, they nice. But they're a little bit struggling right now. So we will see. And then last slate of games, man, to talk about. The team we about to be playing on Sunday. We're going to get to them soon enough. Oh, yeah. Packers finding a way to get it done at the end, man. Josh Jacobs. Parsons went crazy, man. Parsons, I think, was 3 sacks in the game. Jacobs ends up scoring late in the game, man. Cardinals played them tough, though, man. And it was with their backup. No Kyler Murray. This is Jacoby Brissett. Jacoby was lighting them up, though, man. So I know the Steelers are the only team where backup quarterbacks have success, push you to the brink. But that Packers team also struggled a little bit with Jacoby Brissett and the Cardinals. I just throw that out there. Cardinals played them tough. And you know, the Cardinals not only didn't have Kyler Murray, no James Conner either, right? We know he got hurt earlier in the season, man. So just you know, food for thought as we get ready for them coming up in a couple of days. But then the last game that did take place, man, that we'll talk about, because obviously we know the Monday night game is going on right now. We got 2 Monday night games tonight, so we obviously can't react. Then we'll talk about them next show. But Falcons taking it on the road and then taking that L, Penix included, to the Niners. Mac Jones, man. We believe in Mac Jones. I'm starting to have questions, man. Because when you think about what Mac Jones has done in San Fran and how he's looked out there in some of these opportunities with Purdy being out the lineup, he's played well. He's protected the ball. He got them in the right call. He's been efficient enough. And I think that those are all the things that you're looking for when you're talking about, you know, quarterback play right now, man. And we know Mac Jones is one of those quarterbacks that the Niners wanted initially also, man, coming out of college. And it just so happened that, you know, they ended up going with Trey Lance instead. But yeah, man, hey, no time better than the present, right? Sometimes you got to take the roundabout route to find the right answer. And here we are, man. So shout out to the Niners, though, man. But yeah, man, definitely a good slate, though, this week, man. So like I said, I like what we're seeing so far, man. So far, so good. And for us, we just know we got to win this weekend, man. Win this weekend, man. Get back on the right side of that, streak column. You know, we don't want the L one, we want the W one, and that would be good to go. All right.